Today we're going to be doing my review of the Zulisy Oak Plus Red Dot, and that's coming up next year on Jesse B Outdoors. Welcome back everybody, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment down below if you like videos like this. First off, I'd like to thank Zulisy for sending this out to the channel. Now if you guys know, they've sent me out a red dot before. We took it outside, beat the crap out of it, threw it in water, and then I beat the crap out of it out on the range, and it held up great. Right now I actually got that red dot on my 10mm, and I'm going to be doing a video on that. But this video is about the Oak Plus here. So we're going to take it over to the table, unbox it, show you everything it comes with. Then I'm going to tell you some of the features about it. Then we're going to test the shake awake on it, get it mounted up, take it outside, and see how it handles out there. Now we will probably beat this one up on the range, so look forward to that. Now before we open this up, I must say, the packaging on this is very nice, legible. It's got very good info on there, very nice, clear. Really like that. That's a good looking box this comes in. We'll pop it open here. Right on top we have the instruction manual here. Pop it open, and this is a fold out. It'll tell you everything you need to know. Everything is nice and legible. Flip it over to this side, and it tells you everything you need to know about this dot to get it up and going. And even here is a card to tell you point of impact and where to sight it in. That is very nice on that. Cleaning cloth right here. Another thing that tells you about the adjustments here. A lot of people get this backwards. I still do sometimes too because I'm new to red dots. I've only been doing them for about 6 months. That's very good info to have there, and it tells you where to adjust that. That's very nice. This talks about the DDRC. This is the system that the lenses are on this. Very nice coding on there, and it'll tell you about that. Next we got our little gasket here for mounting. Multiple screws. That's one thing I like about companies. They give you multiple screws for depending on what you need to mount your dot. That is very nice on there. Over here we have some of the tools to install it and adjust it. We have a itty bitty micro screwdriver for adjustments if you need that. It also comes with a rail mount. If you want to mount this to a shotgun or a rifle, you can do that. And then over here we have the actual dot. Look at how big that window is. Let's get this opened up and go over some of the features about it. The Oak Plus is an RMR footprint. It has a DDRC technology, which stands for Desert Daylight Reticle Encodings, which provides ideal brightness and clarity in desert conditions. Of course, I live in Northwest Ohio, so I would have no use for that, but it sounds good if you live in the desert. It has an anti-glare coating to tame the sunlight. This dot does feature Shake Awake, and it comes with a CR2032 battery. On the lowest setting, it will give you up to 50,000 hours of runtime. This has a large 26mm lens, and the dot has 10 brightness settings. This is 1200G shockproof, and it has a IPX6 waterproof rating. We'll be testing both of those out at the range. The windage and elevation are plus and minus 40 MOA, and this comes with a 2-year warranty. Now I just want to take a look at it here real quick, and this thing is very nice. One thing I don't like about it already, it's a bottom mount battery, but the battery life should help on that. You do have a rear sight here. I like that it's blacked out though. I don't like the ones that have the dots on it. It distracts my eyes. I really like that about it. You can see there is a blue tint to it when you look through there. But besides that, it's a nice big field of view. Got plenty of room to get into the screws there. This side looks very nice. And then this is what I really like about it. Look how much this framing comes out from the edge of that lens. This will help protect it, so if you got to rack it off of barricades or barriers or anything like that, that is going to help protect that. You can see the multi-coated lens right there. You can actually see my light shining right there, and it makes it look red. But you got the reddish hues in it and the blues. Very nice window. Looks like it's a very nice optic. Now let's go ahead and check the Shake Awake and see if that works. Alright, we're going to do the mandatory shake awake test here. We got my clock here that we're going to go by, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake this to get the movement to reset it. And when that changes to 104, we're going to let this go and see how long it takes. In the book it says 5 minutes. My testing, usually it's less than that on most dots, but we're going to sit here and shake this. Now if you follow the channel and don't know, I actually had a red dot that had shake awake. I didn't test it, I put it in my safe. Went in there the next day, grabbed it, and the battery was dead. Because the shake awake, it never shut off. So I always do this test now on all my red dots I get in to see if they work. We want to make sure it shuts off and turns back on. Now, the reason why I do this is it could be a life or death situation, and you guys don't want that to fail on you. So now we're going to let this go for 4 minutes here, and this is a test. Like I said, it's mandatory. Let's let this roll. Alright, it's been 5 minutes and it is still on here. We'll let it go to 6 minutes and see if it shuts off or not. Alright, there it shut off and we are at 5 minutes. I would say between 5 and 6 minutes is what it shut off at. A little bit over what they say, but not too far off. I'll give them credit for that, but it made me wonder there for a second, because other ones I've tested, they were very close or even below of what they stated. So now let's go to the box and tap it, and it popped right back on, so that is good to go on that. Now I want to mount this up to my PSA dagger. Let's get that out, get it mounted up, and I'll show you guys what it looks like on the dagger. Now I wanted to mount this to my PSA dagger, but I already found one con. On my dagger here, my rear sight is in front of the red dot. Look what happens if I try to mount that. It interferes right there. So if you got a gun like this where the sight's in front of the dot, it might not work for you to mount it up on. That's going to be a con right there. I'll move it down so you can see it better. I got this lined up with the red dot that's on there. And you can see that this is going to interfere right here on that. That's not going to work. So what we're going to mount this to is I got my SCT-19 here. That'll mount perfect on there. So we'll get this mounted up, take it outside and shoot it. Now we're outside to try this Zulisy Oak Plus out here. First off, I'd like to thank Xtreme Bullets for supplying the bullets for today's video. Really appreciate that. They may or may not be a discount code down there for you guys to check out for these guys. Really appreciate them helping a small channel like me out for a few videos. Really appreciate it. So let's go ahead and get started here. Let's go and see on the big silhouette here if I got this down in. Alright, looks like a little bit to the right. But from looking at that group, I can handle that. That is a good group. Let's go ahead and just have some fun with it like this. MGM gong. Alright, I shot a little bit faster on that. Let's try the MGM Coyote. Very, very nice. Let's try the MGM Popper. It's funny, I just got done doing 2 10mm videos in a row. This gun with the comp at 9mm like shooting a 22. And that 9mm does not smack that popper back like the 10mm does. Let's go for the bowling pin. Alright, small plate. Oh, missing the small plate. A lot of times, guys, when I do these red dot reviews, I just want you guys to know a lot of this is on me. I got a muscle disease. It seems to be pretty on, though. So now what we're going to do is I want to try this out here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to step back here so you guys can see. And you saw where it was, and I'm shooting a little bit to the right, but I'm just going to leave it there. Oops. Drop it on the ground. Do it sideways. Alright. Now we're going to do it on this side. And I just want to drop this a little bit to test it out here. Alright, now I'm going to walk over here and grab another magazine, and I'm going to keep talking so you guys know I'm not breaking away or anything. Grab another magazine here, Got it right here. We're going to try it out again. I'm going to go at that big silhouette again. And you can see, even though I shot that quick, it's hitting in the exact same spot. Let's try the MGM Coyote in the head. Alright. Looks like I'm shooting a little bit low, but more than likely, like I said, that's me. I'm just testing out to make sure this dot don't have a major shift here. Let's try that MGM popper again. Alright, pop that with no issue. Let's try the bowling pin. Ha, fun. Let's try the little gopher. Alright, guys, this wide view, the field of view on this is beautiful on this. Really like that about this. Let's try that small plate. Alright, let's try the 6-inch. Alright, take that with no issue. Back to the MGM popper. Nailed that on the last round. So far, I'm liking this red dot. Definitely like that wide field of view. And something I didn't mention, we can see this is clear on the inside. Look how that glass is back. So if you're racking it against something, using your hand, it should not touch that glass. That is very nice on that. I'm liking it so far. Let's try another magazine out. Alright, I just want to make sure the gun's clear again. And I did this with the other Zulisy I did, and it was fine. I just wanted to drop it. I don't want to slam it in the cement or anything. To me, that's just getting carried away trying to break it. Not realistic when you're sitting there slamming it. To me, this is more realistic to me. Alright, dropped it a few times. And in case you guys are wondering, I'm out here. I'm at about 10-12 yards like I normally am. Grab this magazine here. Woo! Help if I insert it right. There's a laugh for you guys. Alright, let's go back to that big silhouette that I was aiming for. This is like becoming my new favorite budget optic right here. MGM gong. Alright, coyote. Alright, let's try the small silhouette. Alright, I am shooting quick. One thing I do notice here, that overhang I was talking about, that wouldn't fit on my PSA dagger because the rear sight was in the front. I can also see some of my brass flinging off that going forward. Let's try the bowling pin. Once it started going sideways, it was hard, but that was fun taking it, swinging back and forth. Let's try the gopher. Alright, peg the gopher on the last one. Guys, I'm really liking this dot. Very nice, very nice. Alright, this magazine here, I'm just going to try to shoot it quick. Maybe I got 2 more full magazines left. Maybe we'll do some dropping again, but I just want to try to do some left to right. We'll do some control pairs. I like it, guys. I like it. The only thing I can think that'll make it be better, I'll tell you guys that at the end of the video. Alright, last full magazine here. Let's go for that little 6-inch. Alright, shooting a little fast, but we're hitting it. Let's go for the popper. Now I'm just shooting too quick. Let's go for the bowling pin. Alright. Very nice, very nice. Let me tell you my final thoughts on this. So, what's my final thoughts here on the Zulisy Oak Plus? Let's go to negatives first like I always do. Negatives, negatives, negatives. Batteries mounted on the bottom. I don't like that. To me, I think they would have enough room up here to put it back up on top. They do use a bigger battery because of that though, so you do get a little bit more battery life. They claim 50,000 hours, that'd be on the low setting. Somehow I would like to see, it's kind of thin though. They can't really do a side mount battery because it's really thin. And I think that's the issue they had with it up on top too. That's one negative I can think of. Another negative that I can think of, and this is just a personal negative, I wish the dot was green. I love green dots now, but this red one works just fine on it. That's a me thing. Other negatives on it, I really can't see, because the way it's mounted on the bottom, the water rating is lower than the other red dot I've done from them that I actually threw in water and let sit. The only reason why I didn't pour water over this one is simply I rushed out to the range and I forgot to grab my bottle of water to pour over it. With this one, you probably wouldn't want to submerge it. If it fell into a mud puddle, it would probably be fine if you picked it right up. But I don't see this one being set in water for a long time. Hence the lower rating on it compared to the other dot I did. To me, I took a reasonable beating. I've got green grass shown where it says Oak Plus on there. If we change it over to this side due to the Zulisy, you can see that it's a lot more wider from dropping it in the grass. Like I said, I don't like throwing it up against cement and stuff. To me, that's not realistic. That's just purposely trying to break something. I know a lot of people, because they got it for free, they're saying, well, I'm just going to tear it up. I like being more realistic with my reviews, and to me, this is more realistic dropping it on the ground. It does have rear sights for positives. The buttons, all the Zulisys I've had so far, the buttons are perfect. They're not easy to hit, to bump and change, but they're not hard where you can't push on them. Really like that. As I showed you guys earlier in the shooting part, I like how the framing sticks out away from the lens. That's going to help protect it if you're going to rack it off of something or rack it with your hand. That is really going to help with that. All in all, guys, the field of view with it being that large window, man, I could hit whatever I want as long as I did my job out here with it. I mean, I'm a Zulisy fan. I just got to admit it. Yes, there's stuff I don't like about it, but to me, for budget options, this is one of the best budget options out there so far. I was going to test one of these on my Smith & Wesson 10mm. If I haven't put the video out, or if you guys haven't seen my video where I'm testing out the TruthSocial primers in it, that thing actually stripped the threads out, came back and hit me in the head. And I know that is not a Zulisy problem. I use the screws from Smith & Wesson. So to me, that's a Smith & Wesson issue, not their issue. Because I've had their dots on my Canic and now on my SCT-19 project here. And I've had no issues at all with them like that. So I can't blame that on them. This dot though, all in all, man, I give it a thumbs up. I mean, the negatives I do have on it, they're not big ones. The overhang here, if you got a front sight like on my PSA Dagger, that's a no-go. You got to have the sight back in the back. If you have it in the front and want to use this, you're actually going to have to knock that sight out. That could be a negative for some people if you do have a slide like that. Most slides are like this though, with it in the back. It does have the rear sight built into it, and I really like they didn't put white dots on this one. Those are made to cope with this. To me, when you put the white dots on the back, it distracts my eyes from the dot. I really like that about this. But thumbs up. I can keep rattling on and on as I think of more things, but I pretty much can say that you guys can tell I like this dot and give it a thumbs up. So as always, don't forget to check the links out down below. Down there I have links to Axle Hearing Protection, Gators Eyewear, and a bunch of other companies I like dealing with. Some of them got discount codes to save you guys money. Others are affiliate accounts that do help out the channel. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Leave a comment down below. We are one nation under God. And I'll see you all on the next one.